Hello, everyone. Welcome. Geekonomics. We're back. It's another edition of the show. We are both exhausted. So the show is going to be very draggy. So draggy that I'm doing the news today. That's how slow the day is for the two of
I
us. We are both
um
exhausted.
okay, so a peek into our lives, a peek into my life.
Yes.
Um, Last week was a crazy week for me.
Yes.
Um, we ended up putting one of our cats down on Saturday,
Yes.
um,
R.I.P. Petunia.
Petunia, and she was a sweetheart, and I miss her dearly.
Yes.
We've had her for about. She was our first cat we ever got, the first animal we ever got together.
Yes. The
And
fat
we
orange ball of fur.
Yeah, we got her when we first moved on to Peggy Lane. When we moved into Enfield from Springfield, she was our first
Yes.
animal. We already had Butters, the
Yeah.
dog, but
Yes.
first cat, and she's about 14. And cancer, of course, got her. It seems to
Mm.
be the case with all the animals that have been dying in the last 2 years. It's a
Yes.
case of cancer. Um, and her health just declined quickly. We did all we could. We spent all the money we possibly could spend without going bankrupt. Um, so it was the week of vet visits,
Hmm.
uh,
Hard decisions.
hard decisions to be made,
Yeah.
spending time with her, um, and making a decision that you never want to make.
Yeah.
Um, but the decision was ultimately the best decision because she was not, her quality of life was getting getting worse, and we didn't want her to spend her last moments on Earth, you know,
Yeah.
horribly in a bad situation,
In pain or anything.
in pain. Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
and, you as a pet owner, you
Yeah.
go, am I doing everything right? Could I do
Yeah.
anything
Am I doing it
better?
for me or am I doing it for the animal?
I know. So you
Yeah.
we have thoughts, we go back and forth, but ultimately we had to make a decision. We had to make that on Saturday. Originally we were going to do it on Friday, but other things happened, so we couldn't,
Yeah.
and we got to spend some more time with her, which was nice. Um, So I forgot about Loki.
Yeah.
I forgot about much of anything. It
Yeah.
was just getting
You had
work
a week.
done. Yeah.
And
So
not only that, you also had to get ready and prepared for the launch of today, if you folks don't know, is the debut of the final episode of Twin Peaks Unwrapped.
yes, yeah, that was a weird
Well, I'm saying, so
360.
you have like all these things going on, and you had that going on, as well as the show yesterday.
Yeah,
You had a week.
I had a week. Well, here's a little no little fun fact. Ben and myself recorded our final episode 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I had edited that last week. Um, so I had it done on Sunday. Last Sunday, I had that done
Mm.
because I knew it was gonna have a busy week getting ready for our show this Sunday. So I got that done. Luckily, that wasn't in my way. That wasn't anything I had
Yeah.
to worry about. The only thing I had to worry about was getting flyers out, spending some time online to really promote the show, and then packing the car up, getting everything priced, getting, because this is like the first big show I've had in a very long time,
Yeah.
in almost a year, over a year. Um, so it that was in itself wiped me out. I got home last night, man. Um, I crashed. I crashed hard. Like
Oh, I know.
it was like five
I didn't even
o'clock.
have a booth of my own, and I was exhausted. I can't even imagine what it was like if I had to like actually do things.
It was the heat. The heat wiped the crap out of me, man.
It was just that, and I think it was just the whole situation was
Yeah,
very exhausting.
it was. Um, Overall, it was a good show. It was just a good show. It's a tough one because it's a new location.
Yeah.
A lot of folks who knew where the old location was, that was getting more popular.
Yeah.
Well, a lot like our friend Josh Pierce had shown
Yeah.
up, and he goes, "Oh, I put it in my GPS. And holy crap, it's 40 minutes away."
Yeah.
He still came out, but 40 minutes.
That's a big ask for folks.
It is.
Yeah.
So we didn't see a lot of the regulars because it was
Yeah.
such a
And it was a
long
one-off
drive.
because of the pandemic and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So
Um, a few
hopefully
pluses.
back in its home location next October,
Right. Let's
where we
hope we're
decided
going
to.
to come back to Enfield. But
Yeah.
I will say this. I will give it credit where credit's due. Yes. Was it spacious? Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, better parking? Yes. Was it? Everybody had masks on. You weren't on top of each other. You had
Yeah.
plenty of space. Yes. All the things. Yes. They had They had a little cafeteria area you could eat.
Sorry.
So
See Anna or something crawling behind you in your window.
probably Fidget. One of the other cats are back there. Um,
It pulled the curtain open behind you and popped in and popped back out again.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm in my living room today because it's cool. It's cool and dark.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was a good showing. It was a good event. It was just good. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say it was the best, and it wasn't terrible. It was just flat, middle of the road. It went well.
Mm.
But that's just my, my take on it. Everybody obviously has different takes on it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We tried our best and we promoted the hell out of it, and hopefully we'll be back in Enfield next time. And I think the Enfield showing will be really. I believe it will be a good turnout because that February before the pandemic was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was amazing.
And to be back in a normal location where people know where it is and they don't have to go looking for it and everything. And
Right.
yeah,
Totally.
I
Totally.
think it'll be, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it will be overall a better experience, but we want to be safe.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everybody feels comfortable. So
Hmm.
because of the pandemic, it is tricky. It's a tricky dance,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So Scott did a great job. I mean, he
Yeah.
found a great facility for this, and hopefully we'll be back in Enfield. So,
Yeah. It
but
was
it
a
was
good time.
exhausting,
I
man.
had to be up
I would,
extremely early.
yeah.
So it's
Okay.
probably the earliest I've been up in, I probably ever or close to ever.
Okay, my life, and this is not bragging. I'm not bragging about what time I wake up every morning. I hate it.
Yeah.
My cats wake me up the moment the sun just makes an appearance, which is
Yeah.
5 a.m. The sky starts turning light.
Yeah.
So I've been waking up at 5 a.m. I feed the cats. I go back to bed or try to go back to
Yeah.
bed, and I wake up generally between 6 and 6:30.
Yeah.
And I'm not. This is There's my cat. I saw it.
Yeah. It just pops up again.
I'm not. This is not bragging.
Yeah.
It's like the commercial.
Yeah.
Nobody cares you woke up early. I
Yes.
am not saying
Yeah.
this is bragging. I wish to God I could sleep into at least 7, but that's
Yeah.
not in the cards right now. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, it is what it is. For you that's got to be like
Yeah. No, I was not
ups.
planning on even
You were out of
going
it.
at all. Actually, at one point, I'd been like, I'm not getting up that early and driving that far away. Um, but no, I ended up talking to our friend Matt Ryan on Friday, and he told me he threw his back out.
No.
And then I saw him on Saturday, and I came home, and the first thing I said to Claire was like, I got to go to the show tomorrow. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Matt can't do it by himself. He could barely move, like literally barely move. Like when I got to his shop on yesterday morning at 6:30,
Yeah.
he was like crawling out of his car, like basically falling out of his car to get out of his car because he couldn't move. So he was that bad. So I was like, I'm glad I did this. So I got there and I planned on driving, like either driving his car or just riding with him. And he was like, yeah, I can't drive that far. I can't. So I was like, all right. So we ended up loading everything into the wife's car because I'm having an issue with mine right now with stuff. So yeah. So
Yeah, you're a
it
good
was a
friend, Mark. That was
it was a
very nice
drive.
of you.
It was like
Yeah.
a 2 hour drive for me all the way down there. So it's 45 minutes to Matt's shop and then another 45 minutes from Matt's shop to where the show was. So
Yeah, I mean, I waited till Saturday night. I packed my car,
yeah.
and then unloading in the morning wasn't that bad, but
Yeah.
loading into the car around 3 in the afternoon when it's full heat, the
Yeah.
sun's fully out there,
Yeah.
I was just drenched in sweat. Like Scott is cleaning up, he's drenched,
Yeah.
just sweat. Everybody just sweating
Yeah.
profusely because it was just so muggy and humid out.
Yeah.
Man, I 5
Which is
o'clock.
why
I
we
think,
don't. Which is why he
yeah,
doesn't do the shows in this time of year because he doesn't want to deal with that.
yeah. I rather do cold. I rather
October and
do,
February are the good times. It's
yeah. The only thing you have to worry about is maybe rain or a
or
snowstorm.
snow. Yeah.
Yeah. I was emotionally and physically drained, and
Yeah.
I just like 5 o'clock, man. I took a nap until like 7.
Mm.
I made dinner. I just spaced out on some garbage television. I
Yeah.
didn't want to
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
about anything, and I just went to bed.
Yeah.
So that was my night, man. I was just done. It was like
Yeah.
a rough weekend. I just wanted. I'm happy that the show went off well, but I was happy when it was over
Yeah.
and I could go
Exactly.
home.
Yeah. And like I think it was also the building itself. I mean, it was well lit,
Yeah,
but it was a little darker than usual,
a
and it was
tad
very
dark.
quiet because everything was so spread out.
It was eerie.
Like
I
I
wish
found
there was
myself a couple
music
times like just like nodding off a little bit, like, oh, okay,
near the end of the
yeah,
evening. No joke, Mark. My energy was, you couldn't bring coffee with you, which
yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
And around like 1:30, I'm just by myself, and
yeah,
it's so, you're right. It was so muffled, you
yeah,
couldn't hear anything, and I was just like trying not to
yeah,
fall asleep. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
like a
saw
library.
a couple of the vendors were getting kind of snoozy.
They needed music pumped in. Like I have to
Needed
imagine
something. Needed
they
something.
had a PA
Yeah,
or something,
yeah,
but music. But it was so quiet.
yeah,
It was so weird. It was
yeah.
eerie.
It's just because it's such a big space. I think that's what.
That
Yeah,
floor probably absorbed all like
it was
any
very
like
yeah. It was very like you don't have like the people walking on the floor sounds or anything like that kind of stuff.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it muffles everything. It sounds so
yeah.
quiet in there. But yeah, man, what a weekend.
It was an
And
experience.
now we're now it's Monday and we have another heat wave, our second heat wave. So
Yes, exactly. So exciting.
it's so exciting,
I
Mark.
I love the heat waves.
So that was my week. I didn't watch anything. I watched Loki this morning for the show. Did you catch up on anything worth noting?
Not really watching anything too crazy. Kind of just saving up, getting ready for. It was a big week for trailers, which I know you didn't watch any of them because you don't. You're like anti trailers now.
I really want
Um,
to go in cold. I mean, I don't know.
man, the Shang-Chi trailer, so good.
Maybe I'll watch
Two
that.
big reveals in the Shang-Chi trailer
Well,
that were like,
you can tell me what those are.
um, we have in there's one shot in the trailer where he's underwater and we see a huge dragon.
Okay, so Francio was talking about the dragon.
It could be Fing Fang Foom, people are saying. It's a possibility. It could just be a dragon. Who knows?
Yeah. Now, real
Then at the
dragon,
very end
like
of
a
the trailer,
real,
there's a scene where there's like a what was that?
was it a real dragon?
I don't know. You don't. No one knows. You can't tell. It's underwater.
I should I watch this trailer?
You don't know if it's like a mind dragon or just like an actual dragon.
All right, keep talking. I'm going to bring this up so I can watch it.
Okay. And then at the very end of the trailer, there's a like a like a fighting competition going on, and it
Like
looks
Karate
like
Kid?
one of the fighters is Benedict Wong from uh, Doctor Strange
Yeah.
because it's got like the mystic power shield going. But it looks like he's fighting a returning Abomination.
Abomination. We haven't
Yeah,
seen Abomination though.
from the Hulk.
Oh, I don't. I think that's too deep. That's too
Yeah,
deep.
it's pretty close. It's pretty obvious it's him if you look at the if you see when you see the
All
trailer.
right. It's a minute 58. I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it right now,
Okay.
and we will cut this part out. So
Okay.
everybody will we will
Be back in 2 minutes.
two. Well, for everybody watching or listening, we'll be
It's
back in 2
instant,
seconds.
but we went away for 2 minutes.
Throughout my life.
All right. I just watched it. That dragon, it could have been a real dragon, or it could have been one of those, like a mystical, magical.
That's what I'm saying. It could be
thing.
like something, yeah, like enough, like not really there, or
Yeah, like he's
an actual
like,
thing.
He's
that's
learning
there.
how to use it, and it's like that.
Like a bestiality, like a that kind of thing.
Yeah.
From Mortal Kombat. I think.
Right. And then the ending with that monster abomination being inside a cage fighting people, that could very well be like a reference to that. Like it was captured and it's now it's in this fighting ring.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be kind of a cool way to tie in the first Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I love that trailer, by the way. I love the first one, but this one, I am stoked. I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I think
especially for a character that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And he couldn't tell you like anything from his world besides the Mandarin connection. But besides that, I have no idea about anything.
I love the 10 rings and how they can float under his arm and they come back in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool, and I think there's gonna be some awesome fights. Like, I don't know. It looks like a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be one of those Guardians of the Galaxy, right? We all go in really not knowing much, and I think it will exceed our expectations and will do very well.
Yeah.
I believe it will do very well.
And then we got another trailer for Suicide Squad, an exclusive trailer.
I won't watch.
You don't want to watch.
Because here, let me tell you why. When it comes to comedies, and this is a comedy action movie,
yes,
they will give you the jokes, and if I've seen that joke more than once, it doesn't have that oomph. So a part of me, I did watch. Okay, you know what? I'm lying right now because I did watch the second trailer by accident. It was an advertisement before a video I was going to watch on YouTube, and I let it play. And I wasn't seeking it out, and I just said, okay, I'll watch it. So I did watch it. Now that I remember, I did watch it. It didn't repeat any of the jokes or anything from the first trailer.
There was one new one. And there was a shot of Starro shooting out stars.
The starfish thing, and Waller says it's a starfish.
It's like a butthole.
And then John Cena's like, that means means butthole, and she's like, no. And he's like, no.
Yeah,
that was funny. But I am excited for this movie, and I know it's going to be an HBO Max, but I kind of want to go in the theater and see it with everybody because I feel like if it's a comedy, watching it by yourself, you just don't get the same.
Exactly. It's not as much as and that's what I've heard from a lot of people about the movie that I'm going to talk about in the news, F9, that it was good to be with other people watching a film besides your friends and family that you were watching at home with, but in experiencing on the big screen and the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the main gripe I've heard from a lot of people, which we always talk about all the time when we go to the films, is there's still a huge amount of trailers at the front of films.
Yeah, but
I've heard 25 minutes of trailers at the front of F9.
Oh, I'm sure because they really want you to come back.
That's way too many trailers.
I mean, I think before the pandemic, Mark, I think when we
especially when the only thing with me on it is everyone's been home. Everyone's been on their computers.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen all these trailers already.
I know.
There's no need to try to get us to come see these movies. We've been waiting for them for so long at this point. We've seen all the trailers for them. We don't need. There's nothing you're going to surprise us with. Here's a new trailer. Oh,
that's a good point. I agree with your point, but I will say one thing. Maybe their thinking is seeing a trailer on the big screen with your friends. It's going to start a conversation where you go, oh, we should go see that. Because I can watch a trailer on my laptop, which I have been, but seeing it on the big screen with your buddies has a different effect. It's got that. Oh, that does look awesome. So, I get what you're saying, but a part of me feels like once you see the trailers in the theater with your friends, then it all of a sudden becomes old times, and you're like, oh, we got to go see. Oh, we should definitely go check that out. You
Yeah.
know, so I get it, and I think Skywalker, before the Skywalker, there was tons of trailers.
Oh, it's too much.
I think we've been getting to that point where it is a 20 minutes of trailers already.
It's like to the
So
point where I've heard some people like online like be like, there should be a thing now where you say like the film starts at this time,
right,
but the trailers end at this time. So you
yeah,
technically have half an hour to get there. So don't feel like you have to rush to get there, especially if it's like a daytime showing where you're like making time for like at work. Like I know I have this amount of time,
yeah,
but I could go and watch this film and get it in while I'm waiting for something. If you think that the movie's only 2.5 hours and then there's a half an hour of trailers in there, now you're adding an extra half hour to your time frame.
yeah. That's a good point. Like, it really should say if the movie's at 1:30, the movie's not really at 1:30. It's at almost 2.
Yeah.
So they should really make it a point to tell you, or make the movie at 1:30, but put the trailers before that.
Yeah, like they had, instead of the stupid pre-show thing that no one watches anyways.
Put the trailers on that.
Just put the trailers during that.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, they really should change that up because it does suck when you have to add on 20 minutes to.
That's been the one bonus of watching the movies at home, is not having to sit through the trailers at the beginning. When I start the movie starts.
Yep.
Like what a novel concept.
I know, totally. I totally agree. But we are all going to go see Black Widow in like a couple weeks.
We are. We're going back to the theater for the first time, July 8th.
July 8th. It's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Or yeah. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to be weird. Are we going to go to Denny's afterwards?
I don't know. Is Denny's open near there? The one by my house isn't open.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be we have to find a Denny's.
Denny's and Enfield is open.
Denny's in Springfield on Boston Road is not.
Oh. I don't think Denny's and Enfield.
They're short-staffed. They don't have enough people to keep it open. So.
I don't know if Denny's is 24 hours anymore right now. I think
they probably don't have enough staff. No one has enough staff to do anything.
And plus,
because a bunch of slackers are sitting at home. Get to work, you bums.
Well, also, I don't know if what the Enfield's hours are, or if they're 24 hours, or if they're back to that. I don't know. Anyway,
getting to the news, Brian.
Yeah, let's get to.
Speaking of movies, over the weekend, F9. I know you're excited to see it in the theaters. Racked up $70 million on its opening day.
Holy mackerel! That's like one of the biggest openings.
Opening weekend. Sorry, the opening weekend was $70 million
since 2019, right?
It is the biggest domestic opening since Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker earned $177 million.
Wow.
In 2019.
Wow.
As for the pandemic record, F9 raced past the opening weekend debuts of Godzilla vs. Kong's $48.5 million.
Yeah.
And A Quiet Place Part 2's $47 million. And Mortal Kombat's $22.5 million. But those ones came out when the pandemic was still in full effect, basically.
Not everybody was vaccinated.
Yeah. And even before vaccinations were really a thing, I think.
Also, this is a huge franchise. So people have been waiting for this movie for a year. It was supposed to come out last year.
Yes, this has been delayed multiple times.
Yeah.
Globally, F9 earned over $400 million, which is crazy.
So I think they'll be making F10.
F10's a two-part finale to the Fast Saga.
Oh no! Really? They already announced this?
Yes, they already announced it. They're already in pre-production for it as we speak.
Are you kidding me?
I am not.
It's gonna be a two-parter?
It's a two-part Fast Saga finale.
Wow.
Then they're gonna spin off into individual movies, supposedly.
Well, they've already done that with Hobbs and Shaw. But
yes, well, they're bringing in the end from if you haven't seen the F9 yet, you don't want any spoilers.
It sucks.
Jump ahead now.
Why, you saw it?
I did not see it, but I've read up on it for the show to
Oh,
talk about it.
I know lots of stuff too because
Yeah.
I watch a lot of reviews.
So I guess they set up bringing Shaw, Shaw, who's Jason Statham's character, back into the fold of the main storyline in a post-credit scene. And
Oh
there's
God.
rumors that that is going to also bring Hobbs, who was the Rock the Dwayne Johnson,
Maybe he
back
doesn't.
into this storyline as well.
Him and Vin Diesel had a beef. The
Him and Vin
last
Diesel had a
movie.
beef, but I guess during the filming of Fast 9, I also read this, because I read up on that as well. John Cena was the conduit to bring The Rock and Vin Diesel back together. And they are now, the beef has been squashed.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because Vin Diesel wants to make the F10, which is a 2-part series finale,
Right.
the biggest Fast and Furious movies ever. He wants to be able to tie up all the storylines.
So he wants everybody to come back.
Yeah.
He wants. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes. And
Now,
I guess at the end of Fast
What?
9, I don't know if you heard about this.
No. Give it
In
to me.
the meal scene, which ends every Fast movie,
Oh, because it's about family.
it's about family.
Wait a minute, hold on. Before you tell me, you know what it is? It's like an Olive Garden commercial at
Yes.
the end of every.
When
it's
everyone's
about,
when you
here,
hear
your family.
Yeah.
But hold on. Save the ending. I just want to say something. Makes no sense to me.
Okay.
If it's always been about family, why the fuck are we learning he has a brother 9 movies in? He's his real family.
I guess the story is told why he's been not mentioned.
Oh, I heard. I heard it's horrible. I heard it's horribly done.
Yes, but I guess that they do discuss it. Why he's now just appearing.
All right. Sorry to interrupt, Mark. Tell me the ending. I want to know what happens.
So during the meal portion of the film, at the end,
the Olive Garden
ad at the end of every Fast movie.
Because you're here, your family.
The son, I guess the son of Dom, little Brian, I guess the son of Dom is.
Dom has a kid with Rodriguez.
Yes, Letty.
I don't know who.
Letty is her name in the movies.
Letty.
Yes, and they named him Little Brian.
No, why?
In honor of Paul Walker's character's name is Brian.
Oh, I didn't know.
But so Dom turns to his sister, who in the movie is with Paul Walker's character.
Yeah. And
there's an empty chair at the table.
Oh God! Don't tell me.
She goes, he's on his way, and then they cut to outside the house scene that they always have, and Paul Walker's Nissan car from the Mask movie he was in pulls into the driveway.
What?
Yes.
And that's how it ends.
That's how the movie ends. So they're hinting at the fact, and it's been talked about online, that there's a possibility they're going to bring back Paul Walker's character.
Oh, use his brother, and they're
doing the same way they did it in the old movies, and have his brothers play his character.
Well, his brother in the very last film, but when he died, they shot some
F7.
stuff. F7. They had his brother come in, and they digitally.
It's both his brothers. He has 2 brothers.
Well, his brother looks just like him. I don't know if it's
they have 2 brothers. He has 2 brothers, and they both played him.
But they digitally masked his face because he's the same stature, same height, and everything, same build. So they digitally would take footage and digitally change the guy's face.
Yes.
So if Paul Walker's estate is like, okay, we know you'll be good to our son's legacy.
Yes.
Now, why did he leave in 7? We know he died in real life, but why in 7 did he leave?
The thing is that if I remember correctly, because I think that was the last one I actually watched. It was on HBO or something, so I watched it.
I've never seen any of
it. If I remember correctly, at the end of F7, Vin Diesel wants Paul Walker and his sister to not live the criminal life anymore.
Oh, all right. So he tells.
So he says he's gonna go off and do his thing and leave Paul Walker and his sister, and they had a kid. Maybe that's the kid, little Brian. I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know. I don't know enough about that Fast saga. Someone can enlighten us later on. But anyways, so Vin just leaves to not like because so he doesn't have to say goodbye or something.
right.
But that's when Paul Walker's character pulls up alongside of him at a stop sign.
And they
And like,
drive
you're not gonna leave
away.
without saying goodbye, are you? And he's like, no, I just
Yep.
didn't like, whatever. So there's a whole emotional scene that happens,
And they play that song.
and they play the
By,
Charlie Puth song,
yeah,
and then they drive down the road, and then Paul Walker's character drives off
into
into
the
forever,
sunset. Yeah.
and Vin Diesel's character goes the other way. So technically, their characters are still in the storyline. They're never
Yeah.
like wrapped up, and so they're no longer part of the movie
Yeah.
storyline. So technically, that character is still around.
Yes, technically he's alive in
Yes.
in the world of Fast and
Yes.
Furious. But
And the way Fast and Furious is, you basically can bring anyone into it. Like,
yeah,
like Ben Franklin can show up in Fast 10, and it'd be
they
fine.
brought the guy back who died in Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
He magically came back in this
Yeah.
movie, and they had no
In
explanation.
the past, like
why.
2 movies, he showed up in Fast 7. He showed up in.
Yeah. Also, from the
And they brought back the
review-
other characters from Tokyo Drift in this movie.
Yeah.
Like the kid who was the American who went over to Japan, Bow Wow, and another one of the racers show up in this movie, and at the end of the movie they all like reunite with Han, who they thought's been dead for the past
Yes, but Han's back.
20
Han's
years.
been back,
So,
right? Yeah.
I mean, the
See-
one person I think they need to bring back in this Fast 10 finale saga has got to be Gal Gadot's character, because that's how she started. No one knew who Gal Gadot was until
Yeah.
she was in the Fast and Furious movies.
I bet you anything they'll bring her back. I bet you.
I
They're
mean, they
gonna
got to
go-
get her. It's got to be one of the gets they have to get.
If they're gonna do a two-parter,
Yeah,
because they gotta soak all that money.
yeah,
They gotta, wring this rock dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna bring everybody in. I
yeah.
feel like he's going to bring everyone in. But a two-part is really tricky because the first part's gotta be good. I mean, these movies make
Yeah.
money, so I guess it doesn't matter. Because I
Yeah.
heard this one is a lot of the reviewers that I watch, because I have no interest in watching these movies, but I like to see what other people think.
Yeah.
Majority of people I watch who are fans of this franchise
Mm.
and understand that it's stupid and it's fun
Yes.
and whatever, all pretty much said the same thing, that this was not their favorite. It felt everybody kind of rushing through things. It was,
Yeah.
and it jumped the shark completely because they go into
They go
outer
into space.
They go into, which is an internet meme. It's
Yeah.
basically they took the internet meme and brought it to the big screen.
Yeah.
And they said that the characters are like superheroes at this point, because they said at one point one guy's head, or Vin Diesel's head, or someone's head, is being smashed through the arches of doorways from the back of his head, like boom, boom.
Oh yeah,
boom.
yeah. There's like full fight scenes with the John Cena and Vin Diesel are like throwing each other through walls and stuff, and
nothing happens.
Happens to them.
Yeah, like they're
like they're totally fine.
They're like cartoon characters at this point. And
But I guess
so
the shtick with that is,
yeah.
I guess there's something in the movie where there's like, I think it was the last movie, I don't know, Fast 8 or something happens where someone gets,
I don't know, dude,
injected with something.
Maybe it's the Olive Garden they're going to.
Well, because I guess like Charlize Theron's character is now stood up as like the ultimate bad. She's like the Thanos of the Fast universe.
What is she going to use her bad haircut against them? She looks like a
Well,
mo.
the whole
She got a
shtick
mo
about that
haircut.
is when she got cast in the first Fast and Furious movie, she was still filming. I want to say it was Eon Flux at the time, or something along those lines, where she had like a weird haircut in that movie for it. But she was on Jimmy Fallon. She said she was filming a movie right before she went to film the Fast movies. When
bald
she first
and
was
Mad
in Fast.
Max. She was
Maybe
bald
it was
in Mad
that, but she had like a weird haircut, and they couldn't like figure out a way to make her hair look uniform, like even with wigs and stuff, like nothing was working.
Yeah.
So they just decided to go with this random haircut that she had.
It looks so bad. It's a
So
bad hair.
that's
It's a
her
bad wig.
character's haircut now. So,
Oh God.
but I guess she's some
I,
kind of agent of chaos or something that she's trying to like take the world down or something.
I mean, part of me, has always been like
Because when she
morbidly
came in, she had like corrupted Vin Diesel. Like they had to get Vin Diesel back because she had like
turned him against
turned
him.
him into some supervillain or something.
I
I remember that was like the story from Fast 8. It was like save Dom or something. They had to like
save Dom.
yeah, like he'd been injected with some serum or something that made him
Angry.
well, I think like I don't know. I don't know the actual stories. I stopped watching after Fast 7.
I'm
To me, when Paul Walker died, there was no other reason to keep doing the movies. That was your perfect ending.
Yeah, I agree.
Each guy goes off into his own world, and that's it. Now they're just like pulling like the money drawers, basically. At this point, they're just cashing in on a franchise that is already now 2 movies past its
prime
expiration date.
Yeah, but obviously we'll get the numbers, so it's not.
Yeah,
look at the numbers. I mean, it's that we might.
The thing is, though, it's
that
like
way, but the numbers don't
what type
fly.
of movie are fast movies now? They're not car chase movies.
No, there's no car.
They're not
action.
heist movies.
They're just action movies.
They're just like random action movies. They're not
mindless action movies.
Yeah.
If I had to compare them to anything, I would say they're like Transformer movies at this point. They're
destruction movies. That's what I think should be a new genre. Destruction movies. They're just destroyed. Movies where destruction happens. Yes. Explosions.
Yes.
Car wrecks. Buildings collapsing. But no one ever talks about like outside those movies, like the amount of damage that is caused by these movies.
Because they're not
just all just kind of just doesn't
yeah. But Mark, I was trying to say before, a part of me has always been morbidly curious to watch them, but then I was like, I don't know. It just seems like too much work.
It's like watching a train wreck. You don't want to watch it, but it's happening and you want to see it.
Well, I think this is why I've always watched reviewers talk about them. My favorite is How Did This Get Made?
Yeah.
They always have Adam Scott come on, and they always talk. Anytime there's a new Fast movie, how does this get made? It's Adam Scott, and they review it. So I kind of know all these movies because of How Did This Get Made?
Yeah.
Because they talk about the whole movie. So that's I kind of know the premise. I got a cat, but all right.
I'm just passing by. Don't mind me.
Pass it by. He's a cutie. But
just want to annoy you for 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's got things to do.
Now you're gonna pet me now? Now he must pet me because I'm here.
Oh God! Now he's making pancakes on me.
Pancakes?
Yeah, he
he's kneading on you.
He's making pancakes.
Yeah.
He's kneading. He's like.
Is that Fidget?
That's Fidget. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had him for a year. This July.
I was telling Claire, and I don't want to I don't know if I want to spoil it, but we're talking about the possibility of an animal.
Yeah, you were saying.
And so.
I love cats, man. Cat's a good animal.
Yeah, I think we'd lean more towards the cat than the dog because it's just less work.
Yeah. I mean, with a cat, you don't have to go walking.
Not multiple cats.
Oh, listen. We wish we were just a one cat, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But we want to just when it comes down to just being Fidget, it's just going to be him. Buddy was my grandma's cat. I had to take him in. And Petunia was our first cat. And Fidget, I wanted Fidget because Pounce died. So it's really ultimately my fault. But
yes,
it is what it is.
As always, yeah.
I love them too much. My heart's too big. Anyway, I don't know.
The Fast movies, they happen. If you like them, good for you. If not, whatever.
A part of me wants to either re-listen to all the How Did This Get Made podcasts of all the Fast movies before this 10 comes out.
Yeah.
Or try to watch the TV versions of these movies so I can
You know they're
Fast
gonna end up on
Forward
HBO
commercial.
Max or something sooner or later. I mean, they must all be
No,
somewhere.
they're going to be on Paramount Plus because they're
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Well,
they're
there you go. I knew
Paramount.
they'd be on one of those
Wait, they're
services.
Universal. They're Universal movies.
So they'll be on the Peacock.
Oh yes, they'll be in Peacock.
Yes. They
Yeah,
must be on there now. So
yeah. I could try to
yeah.
like put one on and just like start from the beginning and
Yeah.
watch it just go right off that cliff.
Yeah. They
So
slowly go downhill after a certain amount of them.
yeah.
But anyways, Brian, I know you're a big action figure collector.
Yes.
And I don't know if you heard about this, that Star Wars original trilogy as releasing the Star Wars toys are releasing in not Black Series, but they're called the Star Wars Milestones series.
I'm looking this up as you're talking.
And the first of the series, one of six,
yeah,
is Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi.
milestone figures.
Its estimated delivery is February of 2022. Pre-order is happening now and ends in 24 days. The 12-inch tall PVC material. It's manufactured by Diamond Select.
Dude, you know how much these things are?
Yes, $250.
Yeah, Luke is 230. Darth Vader will be 549. Oh my god.
These things are basically just like articulated, like fully scanned almost from the movie.
Right. I mean, they look gorgeous, but
Yeah.
the Mandalorian with the child is going to be 320. The Boba Fett is 220, which I would maybe get. Rey is 184. BB-8 is 139. Obi-Wan's going to be 230. A Stormtrooper is 250. I don't know if I would pay 250 for a Stormtrooper because they're just so generic looking. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Princess Leia, 184. Whew. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
They are nice looking though. Interesting. I kind of slow down in the Star Wars toys buying. I mean, they really haven't put anything out that's excited me anymore. And maybe I really just only been collecting like Mandalorian type, like Boba Fett, Mandalorian, that kind of stuff. That's kind of been where my new love is. So, I stopped buying the Black Series, so I feel like I have all the ones I want, unless I see something brand new, but I haven't.
Yeah.
And they're expensive.
But yeah, so that's the thing that's going on out there right now. Going off of your talk of Boba Fett, or Boba Fett, whichever you prefer.
Boba Fett.
There's been two big news stories concerning him this past week. Lego announced new toys coming, and one of them is the ship that Boba Fett flies around in.
Yeah.
But per Lego, by direction of Disney,
yeah,
the name of the ship is no longer the name of the ship anymore.
Why?
It's now just called Boba Fett's Starship.
What's wrong with that?
Slave One is no longer the name of the ship.
Oh. Slave One. Because that was the name in the prequels, right?
Yes, the name in the original trilogy, yes.
Yeah, the original trilogy.
Yes. And the thought process is because of what the name is, that it's no longer appropriate to call it that. So they're now just calling it Boba Fett Starship, which might be a different name once the book of Boba Fett comes out. But
Starship sounds fine. I like that name.
I guess there's a big uproar in the Star Wars fandom that
really? Come on.
Yeah.
No way. Not in the Star Wars fandom.
Yes,
There's
I know, right?
never upheaval
So
It's always kosher with
I know,
everybody.
I know. So second big news in the world of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Spoiler: if you're watching Bad Batch, and you don't want to know this,
Tell
go
me.
like a couple minutes ahead, so that way you don't get spoiled. In the recent episode of Bad Batch,
Yeah.
we find out the reason why Omega, the young girl that's in the story of Bad Batch, is so important is because
Yeah.
she is the only other successful direct clone of Jango Fett. So the other like direct clone of Jango Fett that wasn't pumped with the age acceleration and everything, which is why the clone army is aged so quickly.
Yeah.
Uh, was called Alpha, who was given the name Boba by Jango Fett,
All right.
and Omega is this character that's now in Bad Batch, which
Yep.
makes Omega Boba Fett's sister.
Well, where did she come from?
She is made from Camino,
I
where they
know
made all
that,
the
but how did Jango Fett not know about her? How did she become a
because
secret?
he was not told that they made a female version.
Okay, so what are they? Is this yet again protect the child scenario?
Yes,
It's just like Mandalorian, but
yes,
Bad Batch.
yes.
Now, why? Why protect this child? Why is she so important? What could she
Because
do?
she is the only direct descendant, basically, direct clone of Jango Fett that the Kaminoans have access to. Because Boba Fett in story, this takes place after Clone Wars.
Right.
Boba Fett has already gone off to be Boba Fett, so they can't get him back.
So
So
the Empire, well, not the
no, the
Empire at that point,
Kaminoans
want her back.
want her back as she because the Empire has taken control over Camino, and they have all the DNA and everything of Django and everything, and they're under that control. So now the only way to keep making clones per se
Is her.
is her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if this will somehow tie into the Emperor
Yes, that's what I think. That's what they're heading towards.
to kind of fill in the blanks because
Yes.
of Rise of Skywalker.
Yes. Bad
Yeah.
Batch is doing a very good job of retconning a lot of oopsies that have been made. I'll say. Uh, if I know you're not a fan of the cartoons, but if you're a fan of Star Wars, I would say I know Matt Ryan has said he doesn't like that. It's kind of a slow paced show at the beginning, the first couple episodes, but it's really doing a great job of bridging the gap between the Clone Wars cartoons, which bridge the gap to Rebels. So this is like that gap that was left at the end of Clone Wars and before Rebels starts. This is like that bridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, once all 16 episodes comes out, or it's close to, maybe
yeah,
I just
yeah,
put it
you can
on.
loots through them and get through them all.
It just seems like 16's a lot
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot.
because you're at the halfway mark.
Yeah,
So you got
just
like,
hitting the halfway point. Yeah,
oh my god, this feels
yeah.
like it's been on forever.
Yeah, it's been a
Um,
couple months. I
huh?
mean, this is how normal shows last. Really, it's just we're so trained now to only watch 8 episodes of a show
I like
or
that.
blitz through them and get them all done in a day. That now, like having to sit through an actual length of TV shows is too tasking for our feeble minds.
No, I don't mind 8 weeks, but 16, it just
Ugh,
seems like so
the
long.
horror.
Horror. Horror.
All 4 months. How dare you?
Well, speaking of which, Mark, we got to talk about Loki. We got to end the
Yes,
show
but
on
before we get into Loki,
what?
uh, for your Transformer fans out there, uh, in honor of the movie's 35th anniversary, God, we're old. Uh, they are releasing a Blu-ray Steelbook 4K UHD version
The cartoon, right?
of the Transformers the movie,
The cartoon.
the cartoon.
Nice. I would pick that up. That was a great
Yes.
movie. Yes. Yeah. Originally, when you mentioned that before we started recording, I thought you were talking about the Michael Bay movie, and I'm like,
No,
well,
no, this is the
why?
actual Hot Rod Death of Optimus Prime movie.
Right, right.
Birth
I
of
cried.
Galvatron.
I cried as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that was GI Joe dying. I cried. Transformers movie. I cried, and then Never Ending Story when the horse gets sucked in the
Oh yeah.
quicksand. Oh
Yes.
my god, was childhood traumatizing for us back then? It was,
Yes.
man.
Movies weren't as fun and happy as they are nowadays.
Yeah, now it's just
They used
like,
to make you work for it. They used to make you have to break you down.
break you up, build you up.
Like
Now
even
it's just,
E.T. was a I've talked about it many times. Gut
oh my
wrencher.
gut wrencher.
Punch you in the gut.
When you get sick, oh my
Oh God.
god.
You think he's gonna die and the whole thing, and then
Yes.
he leaves and he says goodbye to Elliot and the whole thing, and they have to like he has to say goodbye to his friend, and
I know.
you know you'll never see each other again. Ugh,
Oh, so sad.
terrible.
Um,
But anyways, they're not
I will pick
crazy
that up.
expensive. You can get them on the on Amazon right now. They're having a 33% off sale for these.
How much are they going for?
$21.99.
That ain't bad.
Includes the
That's not
4K restoration of the original movie, a 2016 performance by Stan Bush. I'm assuming that's the guy that did the song for the movie. A comprehensive documentary of the movie, commentary track, and more extra features on a
nice.
4K Blu-ray and regular Blu-ray included.
Nice.
Or you can go to Shout Factory. If you order directly from Shout Factory for $28.43 right now, you can order the movie and get a limited edition lithograph,
That's cool.
which looks pretty awesome.
I think it might be a must get.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the lithograph right now, and I'm definitely
It's
purchasing this.
funny. It's like the lithographs I've acquired through the years. They just sit somewhere in a box.
Yeah, and the lithograph has sold out as of May 25th.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah,
I figured as much.
yeah,
But that's awesome. The steelbook is cool.
yeah,
Steelbooks are nice. So
yeah. So your bonus features are 4K original film elements, feature-length storyboards, including deleted, alternate, and extended sequences. The Fathom Events 30th anniversary featurette, including Stan Bush's acoustic performance of The Touch and Dare.
mm-hmm.
So all are one a comprehensive documentary looking back at the Transformers, the movie, with members of the cast and crew. Audio commentary, archival featurettes that include the death of Optimus Prime, the casting characters, and a Transformers Q&A, animated storyboards, original theatrical trailers, and the TV spots for the movie.
Nice.
So you can get all that right now.
I like it.
For $21.99 on Amazon.
All right, Mark.
All right. Loki.
Yes.
Episode 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We only got 3 more left.
Yes. This is an interesting episode.
You know what? In the beginning, it was interesting. Like, I'm like, where's this going? And by the end, I wanted more yet again. And it's not, I mean, I don't know. It was an awesome episode. It, to me, felt like a really cool. It reminded me a little bit of Doctor Who.
Very much Doctor Who. That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw it.
Yeah. But things didn't go as planned in this episode. Spoilers. Which I liked, because at first I'm like, so they have to charge their little doodad. Okay,
Yes.
They got to charge it so It's basically like when Stewie and Brian and Family Guy time travel and their little time traveling machine breaks, they have to go fix it so they can go back home. It's exactly this plot. But I like, they were like, they're going to charge it from this generator. I'm like, how much power is this little thing? It's like a phone. What does it need? And then
Before even that, we got
things
the
just
very
keep going wrong.
yeah. But before even all that, the very episode starts with the girl that Sylvie,
Yeah.
who we think like as the female that they've been sent to track down, is sitting at a table with the girl that she kidnapped, and they're eating Mexican food, I'm assuming, or some sort, or some kind of food.
Well, they're at a restaurant
Yeah,
having
they're at a restaurant,
margaritas.
and you're thinking like, my thing is, this is weird. Why is she like putting her into this weird memory or weird simulation? And she's trying to figure out where the timekeepers are.
Yeah.
On the planet.
Yeah.
So she finally tells her that they're in the gold elevator. Use a gold elevator to get to them. So then you get to the scene that we saw from last week where she's sitting in the security office, and then the episode starts. But then we find out later in the episode that she wasn't simulating a memory for her. That was one of her memories.
Yeah. She
and
was
that
a
all the
human.
TVA people are variants.
Yeah. That are kidnapped.
Kidnapped
basically,
out of the timeline
to work for
to
them.
work for the TVA.
They're enslaved.
Yeah. And none of them know.
Yep. Someone on Reddit noticed that the people who work there, the guards, they have something similar on their armor that's similar to the neck thing they put on Loki to control him. So I'm wondering if it's similar to that, the mind control. But we also learned from the female Loki, Sylvia. Is it Sylvia or Silva? Sylvie. That you know, she's like, those fascists, you know, why would you work for them? Like, and so they're not at the good guys here. They are, I mean, they might perceive themselves the hero of their own story, like a lot of Marvel villains have started to become, Thanos being one of them. They find themselves to be the hero of their own story. They think what they're doing is right. And I think this is another case of that, where they feel they're doing what needs to be done to keep the universe together. But they're enslaving people from Earth to do such a thing. So we got some information. I thought that was good. Just a little bit of dialogue in the middle of the episode. I thought the action in this episode was really good. Seeing Loki kick some ass, those two are great together. It's like they have great chemistry. Now we know where that screenshot came from. Like, John, people are saying it's Black Widow. It's like, no,
that's not the shot that they showed though in the trailer.
It was those two on that planet.
Yeah, but it might be from the next episode because they didn't show that shot in this episode.
No, but they were sitting. Honestly, that
so it
shot,
could be in the next episode.
It could be, but it's not Black Widow. It's her and Loki sitting. Yeah, it could be from the next episode, but it's.
So there's a theory online. I'm just throwing this at you. The word lamentus in Latin translates to the mind.
Okay.
And the theory online is that she didn't go into another planet using the keyboard thing. That they traveled into Loki's mind. And Sylvie is trying to figure out what makes Loki a Loki. Because that's why he was able to stop the building from falling, which is a power he doesn't really have. In the episode, he a building falls, he stops it and then puts the
pushes
building back into the air again,
yeah, he pushes it.
right back to where it was.
He has
I
his
mean, that's
magical
like
power.
either time power or a brain power. That's like another power he's like exhibited before, is what people are saying.
Oh.
So there's a whole theory online that they didn't go to an actual planet and they're just on like in his own mind. This is all happening, which is why there's
Mm.
no like why how would the time cops follow them there if they don't know where he is or like or the you know
Well, no, those are the
no I
guards.
know what I'm saying. There's no way for the time cops to follow them there because there's not they didn't actually go to a location. They're actually in like a simulation of some sort.
I mean, I could buy the theory because there was one moment in the episode she knew well if she's hidden there before, she knows
Yes.
where to go.
Yeah.
But they knew where to go, take the train,
Yeah.
and then the city is going to have they were going to try to take off, but it
Yeah.
got destroyed at the end. So
Yeah. She
there's
just
still
walks away like no big deal.
no. To me, she walked away like, "Oh, we're screwed. I'm out."
Yeah.
Like I give up, and he's just kind of like, "Oh, f this. I
Yeah.
can't believe." That's what I got out of it. Like she was just like, oh,
Yeah.
"I'm done. I'm done."
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Um, I don't know. It's a good theory, but I don't know if I buy it just
Yeah.
yet. I mean,
Because it's a planet we've never heard of in the MCU before.
well, they said,
Like making a whole new planet into the story of the MCU is usually there's some connection to the rest of the universe. It's not like it's just a here's a random planet
well,
kind of thing.
no, it says the planet was introduced in the pages of Annihilation Conquest Prologue, a very short that establishes the modern incarnation of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hmm.
Exists in the outer rim of the Kree Empire and is filled with scavengers trying to gather sacred resources via force. But to be clear, the events in Loki episode 2 take place in Lament 1, a moon of Laments that is the planet itself that is breaking up, crashing into the moon, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Interestingly, while the lighting chose for the episode were mostly defined in a very specific story choice, more it's also in keeping with the way Lament was colored in the only comic appearance. It was a very purplish kind of haze. So they're saying it was in the comics.
Okay.
Um, but it's different from the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this is inside Loki's mind. I feel like they were really there. I feel like they're really there. And they're really trying to
Like I
escape.
said, it was just a and there
It's
is
a
like
theory.
another theory that Sylvie is not a Loki, but that she's uh Enchantress.
Yeah, that's what John was saying too. Enchantress, and a lot of people are, and she does enchant people. He says it. He goes, "You can't enchant me," because
Yeah.
she puts her hands on them and enchants them. And I think the way Marvel does things, sometimes they don't come out and say their name. They don't go out of the bat, "You're Scarlet Witch." She earned that title.
Yeah.
So I think this woman could be Enchantress because she enchants people. Totally. I totally buy that.
Yeah. So to debunk the Enchantress thing, it has been revealed recent merchandise for the Loki show
Uh-huh.
officially shown that she is named Sylvie Laufendatter as opposed to Loki Laufen's son,
Mm-hmm. Because she would be a
the daughter,
multiverse of him.
as opposed to
Yeah.
the son.
Yeah.
So that'd be why people are saying that she might have powers of Enchantress, but she's really just Loki
Yeah, and a
from a
different
different
universe.
universe.
And they talk about that on the train. He
Yeah,
says, spoiler alert, I was adopted. You were adopted. And she was like, "Oh, I was told." So they were
yeah,
like kind of swapping stories to see how close their lives were, which was kind of cool.
mm,
I loved that whole train sequence when she falls asleep and Loki just gets drunk and starts like having a grand old time, and he's singing and stuff. That was a lot. That's so cool. Um, that's the Loki I miss, you know. But there was an old guy who noticed them and took off, and he got the guards, and that's the guards knew about them. That's the
Yeah.
point of no return, and they threw him out the window. They knew these guys are on the loose, so the guards knew what's happening. So I don't buy that it's there inside his head, because the guards have been looking for him the whole time. There's a lot of them.
Yes. Tempads is the word that you were looking for the device that she was using.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it would be recharged in like 10. It's like a small little phone thingy.
Well, you
You
think
know,
like if they have like time powers, they could hold off having to charge their devices.
you know what I think? I think that it wasn't broken. That was a Loki trick
It wasn't
to
really
make.
the Tempad that was all falling apart and everything.
I think he has it on him, and it's fine. I think he he pulled the trick on her,
Yeah.
and I think there's a reason for that, because I was just like, really, I don't believe anything that Loki does.
Mm.
So when he pulled it out, I'm like, I mean, look how easily he turned into that woman's husband, you know, to try to
Yeah.
fool her. Um, so I think Loki wants control of the situation, and to control her is to say that it's broken. So it, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna escape somehow. Obviously, they will. Um, but I don't know. I don't think it's broken. That's my prediction. It's not really broken,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong. I feel like it's a trick. I feel like he's tricking her. I don't know. What do you think, Mark? No, maybe
Yeah, I mean it's
it's plausible.
very plausible. I did get a very Snowpiercer vibe from the train scenes. Like only the rich are allowed on the train and then the poor can't get on.
Right, right.
Uh so that was very interesting. But it was very tongue in cheek, a lot of tongue in cheek stuff between the two of them. Like they're both kind of like feeling each other out, like like what's your deal?
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're
Like you're
learning about.
saying with like I was adopted, like her being like, oh yeah, I was told. Doesn't mean that she actually was told that. I think she's just kind of like they're both trying to see how much they could say to each other and what they believe each other's saying, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. They're very similar.
Yes.
They both could be playing each other.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
um, so I think it's gonna be interesting. The last three episodes, I love this episode a lot. I like the way this is going.
I
I
love the
love
fact
everything
that it
about it.
doesn't like there's really no like what's gonna happen. Like you don't really know. There's no like that's one thing that Marvel does well with their shows. There's no like this is what's next.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's next. Like you have no idea what's gonna happen in episode 4.
Yeah. Totally.
Besides that, they're on the planet still. Like you don't know like how this is gonna turn out.
I mean, they will
They're not easy to
survive.
figure out, is what I'm trying to say.
It's not. It's not. I feel like that communication, that little thing, is gonna be. He didn't break it, so I feel like
Yeah,
he's messing with her. But it could be wrong. How will they charge it? How will they get something so they can time travel back? I don't know.
yeah.
Uh, so I mean,
I mean, the end credits there are photos, like file photos of the two of them together, like on that planet, because he's wearing the uniform, the guard uniform.
yeah.
So the TVA knows where they are, or at least someone knows where they are.
I just thought of
So
something though. There's
yes,
electricity on the train. He could have charged it on the train.
he could have.
And then when they jumped out,
While she was napping, he could have been charging it this whole time.
Yep, and he could have projected that it broke, so it gets her going, and he can learn like for his own because he's
because
mischief.
he's trying to figure out his own deal too. So he could be trying to figure out, get information out of her.
Yeah,
thinking that, tricking her into thinking that there's no way off the planet.
Right.
Yeah. So they have to work together, and since she has to trust him.
Honestly, I'm like, they were on a train. There's electricity there. He could.
Why would he be singing the song and making all this noise and making a big commotion?
Right.
If he wasn't trying something else.
Yeah, I feel like he charged it. He projected that it broke.
And the other thing is, the other thought I have on it is, could they still be on the train?
No, they jumped out the window.
But could that be all Loki messing with her head? Could Loki be in her brain?
In her head? No, I don't think that's this kind of show. That's why I don't buy that. I don't feel like that.
Well, no, because she did the same thing to. She did that to the girl that she kidnapped. She was doing the mind meld thing with her.
Enchanting. That's her ability. And he said
Loki has the way of showing like what's not real. He's done that before.
Yeah, but
like he was in when he was in his prison cell, it was all tore apart. He was projecting that as the real thing, and people were like, whoever came in and saw it was like, Loki, knock it off, and he like took the illusion down, and he was just laying on the bed.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that might be too big of an illusion for him. I don't know.
I feel like we're forgetting how powerful Loki's powers are.
Yeah, but we saw them fighting.
Because why would she just fall asleep?
A lot. Because they were both tired.
I know, but that's just kind of strange that she would just take a nap.
I don't know. I do agree with this. I think that he charged it. I think he projected it. It's broken. Yeah. I don't think he created an entire city. He can only create things he's seen. So he can't just make up a world he's never seen before. Who
knows? We'll find out Wednesday.
Because when they said
on Loki,
"Where's your tickets?" I was just like, "Wait a minute. He could have just made tickets." But I think it's because he doesn't know what the ticket looks like, so he can't just magically make something he's.
And a little nod. I don't know if you noticed or caught that the two guards' names were the names of Bill Paxton and Michael Bihn's characters from Aliens.
Was it in the credits?
No, it was Private Hudson was one of them.
Yeah.
And that's one of the characters' names, and the other one was Corporal something. But they were their last Corporal
something.
I can't remember the guy's name now.
All right.
But I caught Private Hudson, and that was I think Bill Paxton's name in Aliens. Whatever Michael Bihn's character was name was Corporal whatever.
I don't remember them saying their names at all, but
I think it was on their uniforms.
Yeah.
This is Private and Corporal, and then
okay. And his plan worked to get them on the train, where she was just like, "No, it needs to have a part A, B." I'm like, "Oh my god, she's overcomplicating things." Yeah. Like he got you on the train.
Yeah.
My god.
They didn't have to show tickets. They just you just walked her right on.
And he enchanted the guy. But I know, come on, guy. Come on.
Yeah.
He did the job.
He can enchant then. You just said.
No, she did. She touched his arm.
Oh, okay.
And then she was just like, "Oh," he was all of a sudden he was like,
"Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was called this morning to tell him
that."
So she can enchant people. She can't enchant him because he said, "I have too strong of a mind."
Yeah.
And Loki's he's never enchanted, but he's a magician. He could make illusions.
That's not true, because he's enchanted. Well, he had the Tesseract at the time, but he enchanted Sylvie and Dr. Sylvie.
That was a Tesseract, though. That was a Tesseract.
Yes, yeah, and I'm remembering that now. But I was saying he had enchanted Hawkeye and those other people.
That wasn't him. He was using Tesseract to do, his bidding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that for me, it's another 10. It's another 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9.
You give it a 9.
Holding out for the 10 until a big thing happens.
It was a 9 up until the midway, and then I really liked that ending. So it's another 10 for
it. Was a very Doctor Who episode, though. It was very much
Doctor Who-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, part of me is like, man, I wish they could give Doctor Who this kind of budget, or what they're doing with and how they're filming these, and I'll give them the technology, because man, they could really improve Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know, and
it also shows, like, for me, it was more of I don't want to say less comedic or less comedy in Doctor Who, and more serious Doctor Who, like actiony Doctor Who. I like that better than I think I like the Doctor Who we have now.
What do you mean?
Seems to be more comedy and stuff driven.
Well, you always had comedy in there.
But I mean, I kind of think like David Tennant era Doctor Who. That's what this reminded me of.
Oh, yes, totally.
Like Matt Smith and Jodie Whittaker and Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who's are more story and not like a lot of action and
totally
space adventures.
Yeah. But yeah, great episode, man. I am excited to see this Wednesday. If I remember, I'll try to watch it, or on Friday. I
usually wait till Bad Batch. I watch Bad Batch, then Loki.
Yeah, I'm so thrown off because
that's my Friday mantra.
Bad routine. Batch and Loki. Oh man, and then I can't believe we only have 3 episodes left, and then Black Widow.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
that's gonna be good. All right, Mark, it's been a show.
Sorry. And then What If?
And What If in July?
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
Just cool. Next month.
Yeah, it's a week away. It's this weekend, baby.
This weekend is July.
I know. Oh my God.
Next week is Black Widow.
July 8th.
Yeah.
Which is next week. No.
Yes, next Thursday.
Oh, so Loki ends the week after, then, not the week of. I thought Loki ends the week of Black Widow coming out. You kept saying that. So I
thought that, but I guess the math doesn't work out.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
4 is the 30th. 5 is the 7th, and then the 14th will be the 6th.
Right. Because you kept saying, they don't have it on Friday because it's going to lead in. And I'm like, I don't think so. But now, yeah. It's just on Wednesdays because Bad Batch is on Fridays, and they'll probably pick, I think they probably just they don't want everybody going on Disney all on one day. I feel like server-wise, it will crash. I feel like they're like, okay, we got to have people, we got to spread it out, because imagine on Friday they had like 3 new shows.
Well, because they're probably going to also release other movies on Fridays on Disney Plus. Like Black Widow will come out on a Friday on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Besides being in the theaters. So they figure people won't watch Loki on a Friday if they're going to watch Black Widow.
Because you can only watch one thing.
You can only watch one thing.
That's it. You're like, I watch this one thing, and I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
I can't watch 2 things.
Yes.
Too much watching.
Too much things going on.
I just think it's a server thing. I feel like it's a server, like HBO.
I know, it could just be just a random thing. Could just been just a random, let's give Loki his own day, as opposed to
HBO crashed. HBO crashed not that long ago for something they had
forcing everyone to get everyone off the thing of Friday, only watching on Fridays.
Yeah. I mean, these servers, when tons of people hop on, they do crash and people get pissed. Yeah. So I get it. It makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking too, is like if everyone's jumping on to watch Black Widow or Cruella or whatever those movies are on a Friday, and then you also have all the Loki people jumping on at the same time.
And the Bad
Batch people jumping on at the same time.
Yeah. They're spreading it out.
Crash happens.
Crash.
3 a.m. in the morning on a Friday. Disney Plus shuts down. Not a good time.
Yeah, because everybody will wait till it's true. There's people who will wait till midnight.
Because everyone. That's when the shows come out. 3 a.m. on Friday morning.
Yeah.
Because it's midnight on the West Coast. That's when the shows drop.
I gotta be the first one who sees it, man, and I gotta go on social.
All those YouTubers, they gotta watch it and then YouTube about it right afterwards.
I watched the new Loki before you.
Yeah, you gotta get the content out first. Gotta be the first one to be the first reviewer of it. We're the last. That's what we're fine with being.
We're fine with that.
We're fine with being the last place you come to talk about Loki or anything. Because we wait until after it's been talked about.
Because we do our shows on Monday.
Yes, we don't move around. We don't unless we have to for holidays.
Yeah. All right, Mark. Let's wrap this up.
Yes.
Because it's lunchtime.
Oh man.
We will be back next week.
We will.
With Loki. A bunch of news. Geekonomics on Twitter. Like us on the Facebook. And we're on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. That'd be fantastic. And we'll see everybody in a week.
We will. And congratulations to Ben and Bryon on a long and successful run of Twin Peaks Unwrapped.
Oh,
you guys did quite the service for all the Twin Peaks fans. I am not one of them, but I'm sure all of them did a fantastic job, and they all love you.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of good response.
Yes.
So this episode that came out today is for all our listeners because we play a bunch.
Without the listeners, there wouldn't be a show.
Exactly. So this episode
technically there wouldn't be. I mean,
there wouldn't be there. If we put out 2 episodes and nobody listened to us, we probably
that'd be this show.
We are doing good, Mark. We've actually picked up listeners.
I know. I'm just joking.
This show has fluctuated between.
Watch your mouth. This is a family show.
I know. It's peaks and valleys. This show. It has its peaks. It has its valleys. We're in a peak. We're in a peak.
We appreciate all of you watching and listening and humping on board. Yeah. And let's keep the train rolling.
Chugga chugga.
As Loki would say. See everybody next week, everybody. Bye now.